Hey guys, today we're talking all about the importance of communities within the EDM and music festival space. I have a great interview with the founder of Female Ravers United, an online community with over 12,000 members aimed at creating a safe space for women to talk about their shared interests and to help people connect. So many of these online groups are what makes the raving community so unique and so special. So we're going to jump into all of that in the interview today. So let's get into today's episode. Hello you guys, welcome back to Rave Culture Cast, your weekly guide to the EDM community, music festivals, and more. I am your host, Emma Kapotes. Thank you all so much for tuning in this week. I am very excited to share with you this interview today with Ellie. She also goes by @MelaninRaveBay on Instagram. And like I said in the intro, she is the founder of Female Ravers United. So a little bit later, I'm gonna explain more about that, what it's all about. And then I'll have Ellie on here just to tell you more about it. And we are just gonna be chatting about communities, special groups within the EDM and like music festival space, because there's just so many out there. I belong to a ton of them and I just wanted to talk about it. I feel like it's something that's pretty unique to this community and there's just so many different things that are out there. This podcast is one, for example. My YouTube channel is one. So I just wanted to talk about that and let's count, take a shot every single time I say the word community. I apologize now because it's gonna be a lot. But anyway, you guys, that's what we have coming up today. I hope you all are having an awesome week so far, wherever you're listening from, wherever you're tuning in from. You know, this is still, I think this is gonna be coming out mid-January, so we're still like feeling the new year. It's still pretty early right now. It's only January 2nd when I'm recording this, spoiler alert. But yeah, I feel like our resolutions are hopefully still in mind and some of our goals that we want to achieve this year are still in mind. And I want to line up a couple of really cool interviews for you guys. So that is one of my goals this year for the podcast. And this is one of the first ones I wanted to kick it off with. I think it would be really cool to do more of these like unique groups and communities. So if any of you guys have suggestions of just people you know in the community that you think would be great to come on and interview, please always like DM me or email me, raveculturecast@gmail.com. That's raveculturecast@gmail.com. Send me any people that you think maybe they have a really cool community that they've started, or they're like a moderator of a special group in the EDM or music festival space. Like, for example, I belong to the Seven Lions group, the Anjuna family group. I don't know. So if you guys know of anybody who's started like a cool group or community, please send them in as suggestions, because I would absolutely love to highlight more ravers who are doing really cool things and who are creating these awesome spaces for people to connect and share their interests. So yeah, so I want to line up some more interviews, guys. Send in your suggestions. I do want to do an episode for the LGBTQ community. So if you have any favorite gay ravers out there that you guys absolutely love, please send me your suggestions. I have a few in mind, but I'm always looking to discover more people, meet new people, and obviously introduce you guys to other ravers. So yes, if you have any gay ravers that you guys love and you think would be a good guest on here, please, again, email me. I would love to hear what you guys have in mind. Okay, so what else do I have? Any other announcements right now? It's kind of quiet. It's January. Don't have many plans, to be honest with you guys. Just like a life update. This month I actually am going to be going on vacation. I don't know if I said that in another episode. So I will still be posting episodes, no breaks coming up anytime soon, but I'm going to Jamaica with my boyfriend Brian. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Who knows? This might be posted when I'm on vacation. You guys can check me out on Instagram @EmmaKapotes if you want to follow along with me over there. And @RaveCultureCast if you want to follow along with the updates on the podcast. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. I know we just had a break for Christmas and for New Year's, but this is a much needed couples time and relaxing vacation. I'm not bringing my laptop. I am not doing any fucking work. I am actually going to disconnect which will be amazing. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And then the next show I think I have planned at this point is Dead Mouse's Cube Tour in Brooklyn, February 8th. I will be at that and I will be vlogging that experience. So it's kind of quiet right now. I'm really just focusing on content, bringing you guys some new stuff, some new videos on my channel. And what else is going on? I'm working with my friends over at the Lunchbox a little bit. We put together some really cool videos. Definitely go check out their festival season 2019 highlights video. It's on their YouTube channel. Just search Lunchbox Hydration Pack. And yeah, and I helped work on that with them. I'm in the video, spoiler alert, so go check that out. And you can follow them over there. What else do I have to update you on? No new festivals right now. I'm, again, like trying to work on my spring schedule, but oh, of course, I am selling tickets. I don't even have a list in front of me. I'm selling tickets to so many festivals, you guys. A lot of them are reduced rates. Off the top of my head, it's like Ubby Dubby, Lightning in a Bottle, oh, Elements Lakewood, which I believe is in Pennsylvania, Memorial Day weekend I have Voodoo Festival. Oh gosh, I'm gonna be getting so many more. Bonnaroo is coming. I believe Spring Awakening is coming. Izu is coming. So yeah, so DM me on Instagram again at Emma Kapotes if you guys, you need a ticket, your friends need a ticket, your whole group needs a ticket. Yeah, I will be promoting for those festivals. So just feel free to reach out to me there. Okay, so let's talk about today's topic and then we'll get into the interview and then you guys will have some EDM news at the very end of the episode. All right, so I want you guys, wherever you're listening from right now, to think about what groups you belong to, if you belong to any. If you don't, I highly suggest that you guys check out either on Reddit. I mean, Reddit is like a never-ending pool of groups and communities and places that you can just like find people who have things in common with you and just like niche things. It's like unreal how many there are. Let me pull up Reddit right now. I don't even know. I belong to like almost every single music festival that I've attended or I'm interested in has a different feed and or whatever community. So I belong to Electric Daisy Carnival Las Vegas, Orlando, Ever After, Ultra Music Festival. Did I say Electric Forest already? It's been a long day. Firefly, because I was interested in that festival at one point. I also belong to the Raves one, Raves NYC, which is great. So like anytime I'm about to go to a show in New York, I'll just check that thread and like see what people are saying. People post tips and advice, things about the venues. People who are attending shows alone will just post on there and say, you know, like I'm looking for a group to meet up with, whatever it is. I also belong to a lot of my favorite artists, so like Eric Prydz and Seven Lions I'm a part of. I have Holy Ship on here, Electric Zoo, just the EDM thread, which has 712,000 members, which is fucking crazy. I'll find like a lot of new music on there. People will post videos from sets, like awesome clips. So Reddit is like never-ending entertainment, that's for sure. What else? I like deep house, like certain genres that I like, Imagine Music Festival, and then I belong to like the tattoos and like makeup, but that's like other interests that I have. So I highly recommend following these communities on Reddit. For me, it's just been a great resource. Like as I've gotten more involved in the EDM community and in the music festival community, I've participated in threads. I've posted my own things, like especially in EDC Las Vegas. I used to be active in that all the time. And I was coming from a place of like, I wanted to share tips and advice. I posted lots of videos that I had. And it's just like a nice way, especially after a festival ends, to connect with people and to just like share those memories and meet new people and things like that. Facebook, obviously a little bit more personal because then you actually know the person that you're talking to, whereas Reddit is anonymous. But either way, I just really enjoy reading what people have to say. I find it a really great resource, especially when I'm, you know, I just want to learn more about something. I have been reading the Electric Forest one on Reddit religiously. Like, it is so fucking helpful. They have like mega threads with like hundreds of posts and people, like anything you could ever want to know, it's on there. And people just share like their past memories and really cool stories, and it's just great. There's so many little communities within it, and I've just found like a real sense of community, and it's gotten me more involved, and I just love connecting with like other ravers. So I don't know if it's unique to this genre or what it is about it, but I just feel like there's so many people who are just very, very passionate about it, and it's a very welcoming community, and everyone on there is just really passionate about the music, and then also like is really helpful and wants to help each other out, and whether it's preparation for music festivals or just going to a show locally or finding people to go to events with. Like that is a huge part of Reddit. People post about that all the time, connecting with people and finding groups to attend events with. So yeah, I just think that there's so many small groups within EDM and within the music festival scene that I have seen pop up that I think are really, really cool and special. And it's just kind of like unlike anything I've seen in other genres of music. So it's pretty interesting. And, you know, we'll talk to Ellie a little bit later about the one that she's created, Female Ravers United, which is just like a nice, I've been a part of that, oh God, I don't even know, maybe a few months now, and then we connected on Instagram. But it's just like a nice place to just talk to other female ravers, and people will post like cute stories. And again, like if you're a female and you want to attend an event and you don't want to go alone, it's nice just to have like these supportive women there and a place to talk to each other. So that's been really great. What are the other groups I belong to? I know when I was going to go to EDC Orlando and I was thinking about going alone, there was an EDC Orlando solo journey group which I joined, that was really helpful. And again, people were connecting on there and forming bigger groups, setting meetups at the festivals to just like go and check in and meet new people. I have a lot of groups on Facebook again that I belong to because I love the artists. So the Seven Lions one, I read that all the time. And the Griffin one, I'm trying to think what else. Eric Prydz, I was reading a lot. But it's just kind of nice, again, to connect with people who like the same music with you. I'm not even like a big Facebook user anymore, but I find like a lot of my feed now is groups. So that's like one of the reasons I primarily use it. And yeah, it's just a really cool way to connect with other people. And I feel like, you know, if you're somebody who maybe doesn't have the biggest friend group back home, or maybe some of your friends aren't into raving or aren't into like attending events or anything like that, it can be a nice place to like find people to talk to and feel like you're not alone in any of this, which you should never feel like that. I hope that my podcast and I hope that my YouTube videos are like a way for you guys to feel like a sense of community, because that's like why I'm doing all of this. But anyway, I just think it's really nice to have all of these niche groups to be a part of. And I also wanted to say too, like if any of you guys are sitting out there and you are thinking about starting one of these groups, 1000% go for it and do it. It's been the most rewarding feeling for me ever. I seriously, within 2019, met more people in this community that I ever have, like in the 9 years that I've been attending like EDM shows, primarily because I did a lot of festivals, but just online. Like I've been meeting more people online and just connecting with other ravers, and it's been really awesome. And it's all just because of this shared interest that we have. So if you have like a certain hobby, maybe you're a shuffler, maybe you're a glover, you know, whatever it is that you like and there isn't that group for it yet, definitely go out and make one. I did want to do a shout out. There was one of my subscribers who wanted to do a shuffle meetup or like shuffle classes and stuff in Orlando, and was messaging me about that. And I was like, go for it. Create the Reddit group. It was right before EDC Orlando. And he was just, you know, trying to start up that community because I guess there wasn't that much around for it and there was a need for it. So yeah, if you guys have like a special talent or hobby and you want to start a group, I say go for it. I think it can be such a rewarding experience. And it might take some time to grow, but if you're passionate about it, that's like all that matters at the end of the day, you know? And you can invite all your friends or invite other people in the community to it. So definitely do not be afraid of like branching out and starting your own group on Reddit, on Facebook, or wherever. Because I feel like that, on a side note, I just thought about this, could be like another avenue to go down, because I have been getting a lot of messages from people saying like, oh, I want to be a content creator, or I want to start a YouTube channel or start a podcast. But that may not even be the right medium for you. Like definitely try it if that's what you want to do, but a way to like get your feet wet might be to start like one of these groups first and like be a moderator for it, and you know, create like a nice community around one of your hobbies, you know, within EDM, music festivals, like whatever you're into. But that could definitely be a good way to start, because obviously YouTube and podcasts are a lot of fucking work. It's totally worth it, but it's definitely a lot of work. But anyway, I guess just the last thought I have on it is it's also really cool to see these online communities then transfer to like in-person meetups and meetings like at festivals and at local shows too. Who did I meet? I met the Chicago Shufflers at EZoo. I met so many different shuffle groups. The New York City Shufflers usually attend a lot of the shows in Brooklyn together. I saw the Anjuna family having a meetup at EDC Orlando, the Lunchbox fam. Like, we have a whole community, which is crazy, and it's growing and it's incredible. So yeah, so there are just like all these communities that, you know, then you meet in person and all these friendships are starting. So it's also like really cool to see these actual like real life meetups happen and relationships forming from them, and these like real genuine connections happening. Same thing again for flow arts, shufflers, like all of those really cool hobbies that I don't have the skills for. It's pretty cool to see like all of these unique groups meeting up in person. So keep doing that. That's one of my goals in 2020, is to attend more of those meetups. I know at EDC Las Vegas, if any of you guys are going, there is usually always a huge Reddit meetup. I went to it in 2018. It was like right in front of the Bellagio fountains, and that was cool. I just met a couple people from Reddit. EDM Twitter, same thing. That's like a whole nother community. I will say this, I don't know that much about it. I don't know like the key players in it. I feel like I should have an EDM Twitter episode. Email me if you guys want me to do that. But it's this whole like subculture of people on Twitter who are just like have a lot of opinions and are different personalities, and like it's so many different things, memes, all of the funny things. There's some drama on there all the time I see. I have no idea. I'm out of the loop on EDM Twitter. But anyway, I know that's a whole thing. So definitely email me again, raveculturecast, if you guys have any suggestions of EDM Twitter people that I should have on the podcast. Okay, you guys, before we get into the interview here, I have officially failed as a podcaster because I totally skipped my Listener of the Week segment. But thank God I just remembered before we got any further. Okay, sorry. We're coming back into the new year. I took a week off. I'm all over the fucking place. Anyway, Listener of the Week, let's get into it. I did have one more. For any of you guys who are not familiar, every week on the podcast, we highlight one of the fans of the podcast, somebody that is making an impact in this community, whether on your life, the whole community, whatever it is. They're a kind person, they're doing something great and positive. We love them for it, and we want to talk about it and highlight them. So I am looking for your suggestions and your nominations for Listener of the Week. Again, email raveculturecast@gmail.com with somebody you would like to submit for that, and we'll shout them out. We'll call them out. It's gonna be great. Okay, so the one that I had was from _Beebs_ on Instagram. She said, "Hey Emma, I wanted to submit my sister-in-law for doing something good in the EDM community. She hosts flow meetups at the pier she lives by. Her name is Juliana Connolly. She taught herself how to shuffle. She keeps getting better. She also has a whip that she flows with that she's really excited about. Oh, she lives in California. Okay, cool. Yeah, so then she sent me this post that Juliana had posted on her page on Facebook, I think. But yeah, she did like a New Year come flow with us at the pier in Grover Beach, which is fucking awesome. So this is, again, here, perfect example of community. This could not have been a better fit for today. She's a glover. She taught herself how to do all of these things in the flow arts, and now is hosting meetups for people to get together and do all that fun stuff together. So Juliana, you are a Listener of the Week. Thank you, Beebs, for submitting her. More of this. We need more of this, you guys. You guys are doing the best stuff for this community. And it's really, really cool to see you guys sharing your interests and your hobbies and your skills with each other, hosting meetups like this. I think it's awesome. And I would definitely love to attend like some more shuffle meetups and shuffle workshops and things like that too. So thank you for being awesome, Juliana. So happy to have you as a part of the Rave Culture Cast family. And again, you guys, send me your submissions for any of the next coming episodes to raveculturecast@gmail.com. Okay, this has been the longest intro ever. Sorry. Anyway, so we are going to get into the interview here with Ellie. Again, she is the founder of Female Ravers United. It is a private Facebook group with over 12,000 members. They have an Instagram handle as well. And I have to ask her today. I'm not sure. I don't think they're on Twitter or Reddit, but we will confirm in a little bit. And again, Ellie's Instagram handle is @MelaninRaveBay if you want to follow along with her over there. And we're just going to talk a little bit about this community that she's created, strong, empowering women in this community, female ravers, and yeah, just talk about maybe some New Year's resolutions and things like that. So please welcome to the podcast, Ellie. How's it going?
A lot better now that we connected.
Yes. No, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. Where are you living right now?
I live in Chicago.
Okay. I figured. Do you know some of the Chicago Shufflers? Are you a part of that group?
Yeah, I'm definitely a part of it.
You are? Okay, I figured. That's so funny. I know I saw you tagged in a bunch of posts with them and I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Manny.
Yeah, they're my best friends here in Chicago.
No way. Oh my God. Okay, we'll definitely have to talk about them a little bit. So I just did like a little intro about like what it is and everything, but just to get started, I'd love just to know like a little bit more about you, where you're from, what you do, and then we can chat a little bit about the group that you've created too.
Well, a little bit about me. My name's Ellie. I currently reside in Chicago, but I'm from Detroit and I'm a Detroiter.
Nice.
It's forever going to be my home, the home of techno.
Mm-hmm.
I moved out to Chicago a couple years ago. I actually came here on a whim. I came here for Zesdead 2018 at Navy Pier. I came out for my birthday because my birthday's around Halloween. So I came out here and I'm like, wow, I love Chicago. Like, I love the music scene. I love all the people here. Like, screw it, I'm just gonna move here. So I had $100 in my backpack and I just stayed in Chicago after the festival and made my life here. And I really, really love it. And from that, I created my first Facebook group, EDM Ladies of Chicago, because I'm like, wow, I'm out here by myself trying to make it. And all these other women are out here by themselves, trying to go to shows. So I'm like, let's create a safe way for all of us to meet together and go to shows and feel safe and secure.
That's awesome. And did you find when you initially did that, did you know people in Chicago, or were you just reaching out to anybody that you were meeting at shows?
Yeah, I didn't know anyone. I just made a group and kind of hope for the best. Okay. So I was going to say, so were you just a huge techno fan, or is that your favorite genre you would say? I feel like I'm definitely a bass girl at heart.
Okay.
And I've grown to love techno more as I tried to rediscover, my roots as a Detroiter. Because Detroit's the home of techno, but I didn't learn about techno until I moved to Chicago. So I'm just okay, well, I'm trying to reconnect more with that. So that's music.
Got it. Okay. That's so awesome. And then, so when did this whole group come about? Was that something that you had been thinking about for a while, or, how did you come up with the idea, and when did you start Female Ravers United?
Well, I've had my Chicago-based group since maybe 2017. Also, I apologize if it gets a little loud. The L train goes back.
Oh, no, you're good.
I don't know if you can hear it. But I've had my Chicago-based group since 2017. And I'm okay, as I get more into the culture, I'm just I'd like to travel across the country. It'd be great if there was a countrywide / worldwide group where we can all connect and meet up. And that way, if I'm going solo to a show in New York, or if I'm going solo to a show in Cali, I'll never really be solo because I'll have this connected group of women. So that was my aspiration to make for a while. And then last November on the 13th, I finally made the group.
Awesome. I think that's so huge though, because I was talking earlier about there's so many Reddit groups and Facebook groups, or people just posting on the music festival events themselves, looking for people to travel with. But for me personally, I sometimes feel more comfortable traveling with women. So I feel like it's a great place for people just to like, one, feel safe and like share their interests and hobbies with people, but also just to connect and like meet new friends, or even if it's a local show, just finding people to like, you know, be in your rave fam or have your own group.
Yeah.
So was that like we kind of talked a little bit about what it is, but was that like the main purpose, you would say, of the group, or has it like grown into something more than that now?
Yeah, I feel like originally when I created the group, I just wanted to create connections. I'm like, okay, this is a place where people love raves, if they love EDM, like if they love house, if they love techno, they can all come together and meet and be able to feel safe and go to shows together.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I didn't really have like super big plans for it. I'm just like, okay, we're all going to be friends like around the world.
Yeah.
We're all going to like go to shows together. It's going to be a great time. But like, I feel like it's really grown so fast in 1 year since I made it. Like it's become like a home, and it's become a community. It's not just a Facebook group. It's like a family. And that's not something like I anticipated when I went into it, but it's something I really love and value about it.
Yeah. Well, when I found it, I was like, well, one, I was like, oh, hell yes. This is like, you know, women empowering women. And it's like nice to have another like, you know, subgroup within this community, just like to talk with like-minded people. And it's been so funny to see people sharing their stories, but there's memes and like all of the good things that you would want to see like within a group. So it's been pretty cool just to participate in the feed and everything. But are you guys, so you have the private Facebook group and then you have Instagram. Are you guys anywhere else right now, or?
So right now, we're really big on Facebook. Obviously, that's like our main group.
Mm-hmm.
We have our Instagram, which we're trying to grow. We have our Twitter. We have 2 tweets at this point. So it's really cute. Like, I'm not personally like a big Twitter person, but I'm trying to like be on every platform. That way we can reach people who aren't necessarily like big Facebook users.
Mm-hmm.
And then have like a small group on Radiate.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Well, I feel like, I don't know about your like user behaviors, but I feel like at this point for me, Facebook is just such a good avenue for people to connect on in Facebook, because I don't know, I think it's more personal. Like for Reddit for example, it's not as personal because everything is anonymous, and it's like primarily more male users. So sometimes I feel like if I comment things, it's like maybe not as well received on Reddit as it is on Facebook. So I feel like you guys kind of have more of like your niche community there that you're building up. So I don't think you necessarily need to like grow on everything. I think you have like a really cool like niche group on Facebook as well, which is awesome. Are you moderating it by yourself now, or do you have help?
Oh, definitely. I am not by myself. There's 13 admins on our main page, like Female Ravers United. And I feel like it takes to run the group. It's definitely not just me. I appreciate and value like every single admin that like takes their time to volunteer like to the community and to help me run the group. It's just as much their group at this point as it is my group.
Oh, that's awesome. Have you had like any whether like in the beginning or even till now, like any personal stories of like meeting up with people from the group?
Yeah, I definitely like do my best to have meetups planned. So at all major festivals, like I myself will go out, or other different admins will like go out and get to meet people.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite this year was being able to go to Electric Zoo, because it was my first time in New York.
Okay.
Like, my first time like taking an airplane by myself to get to New York. Like my first time at Electric Zoo, and like all the girls that I met there are like such quality people.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you, Dora. And like just like all of those people like I met, I really loved.
And who, I wanted to know too, just since like this is a sub community that you've created, like who is in your usual like rave fam, or who are the people you usually go out with now?
I feel like it's a mixture of people. Like, I definitely have my like core Chicago family that I go out with, but it changes from show to show, because I have like my core techno group, I have my core house group, I have my core like, you know, dubstep group. I have like maybe a show that there is no group for. So like I'll hit up my Facebook group and be like, hey, who wants to meet up? Like, I'm just like, hey, like, you know, I'm going like semi-solo.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to like rave together? And then I got to meet like some new, like beautiful people that I would have never met otherwise. And I really,
Right. Right.
I'm also a Chicago shuffler, so shout out to my shuffle fam.
Yeah.
And I really love that group. Like my friend Stephanie created the group, and she made a beautiful community like through that. So that's also a big group that I go out with a lot.
I feel like this like community in general, like, or like EDM music or dance music, like, is just unique in that there's so many of these like genuine connections that you can form with people, whether it's like you see them once a year at a festival, or it's like in your rave fam that you see like every single weekend. It's kind of like unique to this type of music, I find. Because I don't know if some other genres it's like the same sort of deal.
No, I definitely agree with you because my first EDC, I got lost from my group and I was stuck under the giant airplane ride, like, or airplane type thing at the front of EDC. And I met this guy who was sitting next to me, and like me and him traded candy, and we've been like friends ever since. We try to meet up like every EDC, and like this, like the same thing you said, like I don't think any other subculture has the same sort of thing where you can make such genuine connections with someone like that, and then they be a part of your life for the rest of your life, you know?
Yeah. No, it's so crazy. Like I've met people like at EDC Las Vegas too, like when they were just solo, and like 5 years later now they're still like my good friends, which is like beyond crazy. I was going to ask too, with the group, like what has the response been like? Have you like gotten any feedback or just people reaching out to you in the year that you've had it?
Yeah, I feel like the feedback has been really good. Like it's really cute when like people tell me stories of like how they met their best friend, or how they made like genuine connections, or how they felt alone, or like sometimes things I don't even think about. Like women will post like, hey, like I posted this picture, I didn't feel super secure about it, but you guys like gave me the self-confidence to wear what I wanted to wear and to be the person that I wanted to be every day. And like something like that really touches my heart, because I'm like, wow, like not only did we give this page like friendship to people, but we also gave them self-confidence about themselves, and that's something I really value.
That's awesome. No, I definitely think, I mean, I think it's just helpful sometimes to like bounce ideas off of people too. And like the tips and advice that people provide to each other is like super invaluable. And it's kind of nice, again, just to have like women, like so many of the outfit posts are my favorite on there. Just because it's nice to like, I don't know, like run ideas off of each other, or just like see other people's stories from like the connections that they've made and stuff is pretty cool to see. Do you have any opinions on, like, I was curious, there's like a lot of Instagram handles which are more like run by males who are more like focused on like posting pictures of like hot chicks, which is complete opposite of like the point of like what your group is doing. Do you have any opinions on that, or just having more like female run pages for ravers?
Something that needs to be focused on is maybe transparency, because a lot of women don't realize that those groups are being run by men, and they're just like, why is my picture not being posted? Like, why am I not good enough? Like, why am I not this or not that? And like, for me, I feel like we need to be like, okay, like take a step back and realize these are like male dominated pages. They aren't really about us. They're not really for us. So what we do in like 2020 is create spaces that are about us, that are about all body types, that are about like all ethnicities, like all races, like something that's all encompassing, and that's about us, and not like about what men want us to see about ourselves. If that makes sense.
Yeah, or like it's like just for the growth and like the likes on pages, but it's not really, like empowering people whatsoever.
Yeah, like some pages are run by men. They're just like what one specific man's view of a cute girl or cute girl is, and that isn't something that, I don't know, I feel like we should focus on like pages run by women, for women, by women, supporting all different body types.
Yes, 2020 preach. I was going to say, just because this is going to be an episode coming in January, one, like, what are your goals for the group moving forward? And two, just in general, like, did you have any resolutions or goals for the year?
I think goals for the group, I feel like I have so many, like every day I'm just like exploding with like different ideas. I definitely want to be able to expand and reach more people, because people are always like, oh, like, are there any ravers in Paris? I'm going to Paris for the weekend. Like, where my Paris girls at? So I just want to be able to grow the group to the point where, like, wherever someone goes, they'll have someone that they'll be able to connect with. Like, even if it's like some obscure like rave in Bulgaria, like in a basement. Like, I want people to be able to be like, oh yeah, like you're on Female Ravers United too. Like, let's connect. Like, some girl said she was in her Uber, and when she like hopped in her Uber pool, like the other girl in the Uber was from Female Ravers United, and then they ended up linking up. So I want more stories like that, and I hope that we can grow just more as a community in the future. And I guess for myself, I think I really am focusing on.
No, it's a tough question. I don't even, like, what am I?
What am I focusing on? I'm focusing on connections. I know in a previous Rave post, or sorry, in a Rave podcast, that you said you have themes for the year, and I really like that. And I think mine this year would be connections, like form as many as I can, like everywhere. I just hate when you like connect with someone and you're like, oh, I'll talk to you later, and then like you follow their snaps for a year, but you never actually meet up. So my goal is to, like, all of those people, like, just try my best to actually be there and be their friend.
Yeah. No, the theme is the best thing ever, because it's just like a general idea to kind of like carry with you throughout the year, which like, and it's not something, I mean, like, I just feel like sometimes when you have like concrete little things, it's like harder to hit them, or it's like frustrating when you don't hit them. So it's kind of nice just to have like general themes for the year. But I think those are all pretty good goals to have. I was curious what you do outside of all of this. Like, what do you do full time, or besides raving, your other hobbies?
I feel like my hobbies vary as the years vary.
Yeah.
I was really heavy into doing roller derby in early college, and I feel like that's something I might want to get back into throughout the year. It's very high contact, like high energy sport. It's very like women's empowerment, so I really like doing that. And I recently started doing aerial yoga, and doing like aerial arts, and so that's something that I really want to focus on in the new year, is getting strong with that.
That's so dope. Oh my God. Yeah, that stuff always like looks like it requires so much core strength. And the heights. I don't know if I could do the heights.
Yeah, no, I currently have no core, so you guys can you can monitor my progress from 0 to hero by the end of the year.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Like, what's been you kind of touched on it, but what's been like the most rewarding part since you started this group? Has it changed like how you look at this community or anything like that?
I feel like there's so many different rewarding like components that I would have never thought of from my group. Like, the first one is one I touched on before, but people just having more confidence in themselves because they have a safe space to go and talk about their worries and their fears and get support. Another one would definitely like be my admin team. Like, I reached out to different girls. I'm just like, hey, like, you seems like you would be a great addition to our admin team. Like, at first, not thinking much of it, like, oh, we're gonna run a Facebook group together, like, blah, blah, blah. But they ended up being and are like some of my closest friends, and I feel like I can depend on them, not just for things related to the Facebook group, but just for anything related to my life. I'm just really lucky to have my admin team in my life, because I feel like no matter what I'm going through, no matter what's happening, like, they're like my real friends. Like, we're not just in this together to run a Facebook group. I feel like we're in life together now because we're so close, and that's something that I'll forever value from my group.
That's awesome. Are they from all over too?
Yeah, they're from all over the world, or at least like
US,
America.
Okay. That's awesome. Well, I won't keep you too much longer just because I know I don't want to keep cutting you off. But what's like the next thing for you? Like, what's festival season looking like for you? Or like, where can people find you?
I haven't like had anything written in stone yet, but I am
Okay.
pretty sure I'm gonna try going to Buku. The lineup is pretty fire. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans. Like I heard the culture is great, the food's
Mm-hmm.
great. I'm just like I'm all about that.
Yep.
I'm 100% going to EDC Las Vegas. Like this is
Yay.
me.
Awesome.
So you'll definitely be able to catch me there. This is going to be my first electric forest, and we're going to have in Female Ravers United group camp. So that's going to be exciting.
Stop. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Electric Zoo later on, Lost Lands, every Chicago festival because I got to come out for anything that happens here.
Yeah.
And for all you Chicagoans, if you guys are going to Carl Cox in March, you'll definitely catch me there.
Okay. Have you done movement yet?
It's kind of funny that as a Detroiter, I haven't done movement yet. Like, I walked past movement like when I was like 10, and it was you could just like accidentally walk into it, but I haven't gone to it as a full-fledged adult.
Okay. Well, it's been around forever. For anybody who doesn't know, it's a techno festival in Detroit, and I just like heard about it this year, and it sounds so awesome, and I wasn't sure if it was more like a locals thing or if like a ton of people came, but it's been around forever, and like the lineup last year was fucking crazy. So definitely something I'm considering at some point. I want to hit that up. I feel like that'd be really fun.
I definitely recommend going. A lot of my friends are doing the EDC B2B movement this year, and so we're all like looking forward to that. Like movement has been going on for a long time. Like it used to be the Detroit Electronic Movement Festival, and then it turned into movement. And this started off as like a Detroit like local thing, like home of techno. But I feel like it's turned into so much more. Like people from like all around the world like talk about how they come to Detroit from movement and how great the vibes are and how it's their favorite festival. So I definitely recommend you going out to it.
Awesome. Okay, I definitely have to check it out. But definitely plug like your personal socials and then where everybody can find the group.
So obviously, like our Facebook group is Female Ravers United on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter as Female Ravers United. And my personal Facebook is Ellie Ellie if you guys want to add me. And my Instagram handle is Melanin Rave Bay.
Awesome. And then hopefully, if they're local to Chicago, maybe they'll catch you at a show.
Definitely. I'm
Carl Cox. Yeah, I'm doing Carl Cox is in Brooklyn I'm going March 28th, I think. But I don't know. I want to do some other festivals. I got to see. I want to do one this spring, but I haven't like nailed down what that's going to be yet. I don't know.
What are you thinking about?
I've never done Ubby Dubby. I was thinking about that one, which would be in April, and then I was like really toying with the idea of Ultra.
Ultra's a big undertaking, though.
I know, and I went in 2017, and then I was like, okay, one and done. Like had the best time, but I was like, I think I could check that off my list. And then when they were bringing it back to Bayfront this year, and they released like the first half of the lineup, I was like, oh shit.
And the lineup is so good.
I know. So I'm like, okay, maybe we'll see about that. But Electric Forest will be like my big one as well. And we're trying to do a group camp also. So we'll have to see. That would be really funny though if we were like near each other.
Yeah, that'd be really awesome. Then we can meet in real life.
Yeah. Are you guys getting like a pretty big group together for that?
Yeah, so far in our Facebook group chat, we have about 40 people.
Oh, nice.
We'll see how it all pans out. You know how trying to plan a festival with 40 people can go. But
I know. Well, like it's a couple of our like first times too, and I've just heard like group camping is like you just have to be so ready the minute they post it to jump in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, but thank you so much for doing this. It was really awesome chatting with you, and I'm really excited to see where the group goes. I definitely will continue to be active in there, and I hope other people will join in and get to know you better and get to know the group better. And yeah, I hope you have a happy new year.
Thank you. I hope you have a happy new year as well. Thank you for taking the time to interview me. I feel so honored.
Thanks, girl.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Alrighty, you guys, how good was that? I'm so excited we finally got the time to sit down and chat and connect. If you guys see any like weird cuts on YouTube, if that's where you're watching, just know we were having some technical difficulties. So there might be some parts that are like a tiny bit disjointed, but it's just bad Wi-Fi, all right? It happens. But anyway, no, it was really cool to learn more about that group and how it came together. And like, just as I suspected, it sounded like Ellie's had a really rewarding experience running this group and having all these other admins now on board, like moderating it, is pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, it's been awesome just to see the feed and the private Facebook group and people connecting on there. And this is just one example, like I said, of so many different groups and subcultures within the EDM and music festival community. So yeah, it just sounds like such a rewarding experience, and I can't wait to see them grow it and have more people join. And like she said, it's pretty cool to have a goal of making that like something that's more global, so it really can be just like a huge resource for female ravers. All my guys listening too, you know, there's definitely got to be a guy ravers thing out there, and if there isn't, let's get on that, because everybody should have something that they feel like they belong to. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed getting to know her and getting to know a little bit more about the Chicago and the Detroit scene. Like we were talking a tiny bit about movement. It's just such an intriguing, I don't know, I guess it's a festival, right? I don't want to insult anybody who's like local to it, but if you are a techno fan, if you love it, I'm being told that is the thing you need to do. That's the birthplace of techno, and that festival has been around for a while. I'm pretty sure it's an all ages event from some of the vlogs I was watching on it. But yeah, the lineup last year was ridiculous. Every single artist, techno artist, played there. So definitely look into that if you are interested. I still have never been to Chicago. It is like very high up on my list of cities to visit, like just in general, not even just to go to a show, but I have a friend who moved there and I would love to visit that city one day and check it out. So I'm definitely gonna put that on my bucket list of things that I need to happen. But thank you again, huge shout out to Ellie. Guys, go follow Female Ravers United on Instagram. Ladies, go check out the Facebook group and follow Ellie as well at Melon and Rave Bay on Instagram, and just show them love, as you guys always do. Okay, speaking of festival bucket lists, let me just talk about submissions that I'm looking for, and then we'll get into quick EDM news. For an upcoming episode, you know, we did creating our dream festival lineups. We had a great time doing that. But one thing I do want to go over is a festival bucket list. What would be on it, you guys? What haven't you done yet that you are dying to attend, whether like one festival, multiple, whatever it is? I want to know your bucket lists. So please email me again, raveculturecast@gmail.com. That is raveculturecast@gmail.com. I want to know your festival bucket list and why. It doesn't have to be anything super lengthy. If you guys want to send voice memos, please feel free to do that. Just please try and keep it under 3 minutes if possible. And we're just going to have one big fun episode talking all about our festival bucket lists, because I've done something similar on my YouTube channel. I did both, I think. God, I've only been on YouTube for 3 years and I'm already forgetting. I did one that was festivals I do not want to attend, which I'm gonna do an updated version of that because that is outdated now. My opinion has changed in the last 2 years. But I think I've also done, yeah, festival bucket lists of things I do want to attend. So I'm gonna be doing a lengthier episode all about that and discussing which festivals I absolutely want to hit in the future and why. And of course, please send me your nominations for Listener of the Week. Please send those in, I need more. Okay, so EDM news from this past week, guys. Let's take a quick break and then we'll get into that. Okay, so the first announcement, we heard something from Moonrise Festival, you guys. So they posted this cryptic thing yesterday, basically saying stay tuned for the dates and tickets coming this month, which by the time this episode comes out, I'm a little behind. They may already be out. I will keep you guys posted on that on my Instagram. But they mentioned a couple things, and the post is about full moons. So there's a couple full moons happening in 2020. There are 13 to be exact, 2 super moons and a blue moon shining bright in 2020. Astronomy experts say 2 supermoons will be shining in the sky this year on March 9th and April 7th, and October will have 2 full moons, making the second a blue moon that will be glowing on Halloween. Shut the fuck up. That's gonna be so amazing. Guys, I'm obsessed with Halloween. That's gonna be ridiculous. Anyway, supermoons are moons that become full when their orbits are closer than average to the Earth, making them appear to be slightly bigger and as much as 30% brighter than ordinary full moons. A supermoon is a moon that tracks less than 223,000 miles from the Earth during its full phase. Some say any full moon that is 226,000 miles or closer to the Earth can be classified as a supermoon, and others set off the cut, whatever. Okay, so the full moons in 2020 will occur on these dates. January 10th, 2:21 p.m., a wolf moon. February 9th, 2:33, snow moon. March 9th, April 7th, May 7th, June 5th, July 5th, August 3rd, September 2nd, October 1st, October 31st, November 30th, and December 29th. So in general, just as like, not a suspicious person, but just like somebody who believes in like signs, I think, I mean, obviously they posted this, so I feel like this is either going to be like the theme or all of these dates are significant. So I would not be surprised if January 10th we get the ticket announcement or the date announcement, and then like I would assume it's just going to follow suit and these are all just like dates they're going to do announcements on. Could totally be wrong, may not be significant. But yeah, usually isn't moonrise in August? August 3rd is the supermoon, but that seems a little early because I'm pretty sure moonrise has always been, I'm just looking at my calendar, it has always usually been like the 14th, 15th, 16th, around then. Yeah, no, the supermoon is on a Monday, so it's not it. But anyway, I just have a feeling those might be like correlated with announcements, so I just thought that was an interesting post that they had. So definitely stay tuned. They also, I think like some of their stuff has been space themed in the past, and like the different stages are named, like the lunar stage and things like that. So anyway, that might already be all correlated, but anyway, I'm very excited to hear about that. To be completely honest with you guys, moonrise is on my radar this year. I've never done it. I've always thought about doing it. I've heard mixed reviews on the festival, but I'd heard that this past year was one of the best ones they've had in a while. So you know, we'll see, because that's in Baltimore, so that's not that far of a trip for me. So that might happen this year. The other couple of things I wanted to mention, so Holy Shipwreck, we haven't talked about that at all. Has anyone talked about that at all? No shade, no tea. I'm just like, I feel like it's been pretty quiet on this front. Is anyone going? None of you can answer me right now. I hope you're all laughing at me. But like asking you on YouTube, you guys can answer. Is anyone going? I feel like I haven't seen a single person that I know post about it. I haven't seen anybody talking about it. So I'm curious like what their ticket sales are like since they decided to take it off of the cruise and it's now shipwrecked and it's in the Dominican Republic. I made a video about this a while ago when the Dominican Republic was like having some health issues, like all these people were like mysteriously dying and they weren't sure if it was like the drinks in the minibar or whatever. But anyway, like obviously I said in that video, I think Insomniac, who is running the event, is taking like all the proper precautions and their safety is of the utmost importance. I thought this festival sounded fucking awesome because combining an all-inclusive with a festival I think is just so cool in general. You have Deja Vu, which is Base Nectar's festival, that does that, and then Odessa has their festival Sundara, which my friend did. So I liked the idea of this being at an all-inclusive resort. I think that's like the best of both worlds. So anyway, I'm very curious to see how it goes, and I'm kind of bummed I will not be there, but I will be in Jamaica. So anyway, I just wanted to announce their parties because the lineups are actually so fire and I'm fucking jealous of everyone that gets to go. So the pool parties, you have a Dirty Bird takeover, which is awesome. Claude Von Stroke, Justin Martin, Ardalan, sorry if I butchered that, Christian, Martin, and Vanessa. That is sick. I would totally be there. Then you have a Nightmare and Slander, Good Vibrations beach party, which is obviously Nightmare and Slander. Peekaboo, Dabin, Wave Dash, and Shadient. Awesome. Also stacked. You have a Rap Fool's Gold Rap Party. Craze and Four Color Zach, 4B, A-Track, DJ Dials, and Take a Day Trip. And then the last pool party that says Walker and Royce presents Rules Don't Apply. Oh my god. Lisbona Sisters, Mason Maynard, Scream, Walker and Royce, and Weiss. That is literal fire. Okay, and then these are the night parties, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, these are the night parties. So you have the Black Book Records, which is Chris Lake's label. So you have Armand Van Helden, Chris Lake, Eli Brown, Mason Maynard, Michael Beebe, and Porky. This is like shouting Vibe with Aid, by the way. Then you have Diplo presents Higher Ground. Diplo, Kyle Watson, Melee, Scream, Sunny Federa, 12th Planet vs. Snails, Royal Rumble. So all my bass heads, this is for you. 12th Planet, Gigi McGree, Snails, Valentino Khan. That is solid. This one put me over the edge. Gorgon City presents Realm. Gorgon City, Justin Martin, Dom Dalla, Prospa, and Weiss. Unreal. That literally is unreal. Then you have Desert Hearts, Mikey Lyon, Lee Reynolds, Marbs, and Porky. What So Not throws a party with Ivy Lab, Weave-In, and Whipped Cream. Are you kidding? I'm not even done yet. Peekaboo presents Bass Cave, Peekaboo, Whipped Cream, Gesture, Wave Dash, and Ivy Lab. Holy, why am I not going? And then Earthbeat, you have Anthony Naples, Eagles and Butterflies, Escapade, which is Walker and Royce, back-to-back Ardalan, GD, Fundito, and Leon Van Hall. So this schedule is like absolutely ridiculous. Actually, I'm not going to go over on here. If you guys are interested, Holy Ship put their party schedules out. It's on their Instagram. So definitely go check that out. I cannot wait to see people's videos. I'm so bummed I'm not going. But anyway, at one point I will do an all-inclusive festival. I will put that on, I'm writing that down. I'm going to put that on my festival bucket list. But anyway, last thing I wanted to say was, so there haven't been at this point any major announcements for Miami Music Week just yet, but Hell Deep posted that they're doing a Hell Deep show Thursday, March 19th at the Shore Club. I sent this to my whole fam because I was like, you guys, if I was going, I would 1000% be at that. Hell Deep is obviously Oliver Heldens' record label. He's my favorite. I love him. That would be so fun. Obviously, he would be on the lineup, but that would just be so much good house music for Future House, all of the things. So that would be a really fun pool party. So anyway, I cannot wait to see what else they announce. Miami Music Week is like, if not more fire than Ultra, like it's just ridiculous. So we will see what other announcements come out for Miami Music Week. Okay, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm, again, super thankful for Ellie to come on today and take the time to chat with me. It's just like the most rewarding thing ever to meet new people in this community, to bring you guys new ravers and their stories and their communities and everything that they have. It's just so interesting to me to meet new people. So thank you guys for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Again, please send me your festival bucket list submissions and your listener of the week nominations to raveculturecast@gmail.com. Please rate and review on iTunes, you guys. Tag someone in the podcast or send them a link today. Spreading the word about it, like word of mouth is the way that this gets out. So thank you guys so much for doing that. And the biggest thing you can do, like tag us on your Instagram stories at raveculturecast and at Emma Kapotes. I really appreciate you guys doing that and supporting. You know, you can go follow me on YouTube. It's just my name, Emma Kapotes. I have a Rave Culture Cast playlist over there. If you guys want to watch the interviews now, those will be available. And I think that's all I have to say for you guys. So thank you so much for checking out this episode. I will be back next Wednesday with a new one. Peace.